Kick it.
It's candy. She's just so candy.
Welcome back, guys. This is Candy, and I am your host of the Candy Internet Talk Show, and I have my special guest here, Shorty Short Kut.
What's up, Candy Show?
What's going down? Okay, Shorty, so we ended off where you were talking about your era with R&B artist, Indianapolis on Shannon Howe. And so pick up from there, what else happened to Shorty Short Kut?
Well, around that time is when Slick 23 and I continue to perform and put out music as a solo artist. The deal with Worldwide Records had ended. I was kind of like a solo. I was a free agent. So with me being able to produce, I was able to keep it going. And I reached out to Tyler Watkins, who had a studio called Queen Size, and we started recording there. So Slick and I, we started performing and recording music. And I still work with other artists like Dubsack or whatever, but I just basically was my own boss. And I'm like, okay, let's get the label formalized. And since it was Shorty Short Kut, and I started going by Shortcut, I was like, you know what? We're going to call this label Cutthroat Entertainment. Because we always heard that the industry was cutthroat. And
Oh, whoa, boy, is it cutthroat or, oh my goodness.
yeah, it's like, you know, it was a play on an aggressive type label. You know, back then it was Death Row. And so Cutthroat had that really edgy feel to it. So I continued to record the Gemini album, Trying to Eat, just a couple, just like 3 other albums that kind of grew off of each other. But I never really put them out on a scale like I did with Shortcut 2 on Worldwide Records. It kind of was, at that time, you could start to burn your own CDs. So I would burn CDs as I needed them, sell them, go perform, pass them out, sell them at shows. So we did that for a few years. And I started to, I guess, go into a phase where I just really wasn't feeling myself as an artist. And I felt my strength as a producer kind of surpassing the way the industry was. Because one thing about Shorty Short Kut is I always keep it real. If I don't have something, I never lied, I never fronted. I know that a lot of rappers did that. You know, they said they had this and then had that, but didn't really have it. So I always kept it real. I think if you listen to someone's music, they should be that same way when you meet them.
Right.
So, hence Kanye, you know, he's going through what he's going through now, but when you hear his music the way it is now from the College Dropout, you probably can start to see Kanye be the person that you're hearing in his evolution of music. And I think that's what keeping it real is all about. You know, music is a projection of you. So anyway, I got tired of trying to compete with the image and the subject matter of the music industry, the hot boys and the stunting up. So I fell back and I started doing more production and producing. And from there, I hooked up with TA.
Oh, yes.
TA,
yes.
who at the time, very talented, very business minded. I learned from that situation too in a positive way, because as we talked about on the break, there was paperwork, and TA was very organized with paperwork. So even when I came on board to produce for the team, which was his group back in the day, I mean, we had fun, but he's okay. So who do I put down for your publishing company? Such and such. And at the time I was registered with ASCAP. Y'all artists, get y'all's publishing right. Get with ASCAP.com, get with BMI, register as a publisher or an artist. Because if you get featured on any track, whether it's big or small, and there's breakouts and there's payouts from ASCAP, they have to know where to send the check to. That's called getting paid. So
I remember hearing about ASCAP from you. I think that was the first time I ever talked and heard of ASCAP. Because I think that's when we were doing our songs.
Yeah.
It was when the first time the poor man's copy, all that stuff.
sending a CD to yourself and that being the copyright. Yeah, like those were all practices, but the actual getting paid, because when you're a publisher, you can get paid in so many different ways. Like even with my experience with TA, the music that we recorded and that I produced with him, he would send off to different publishing houses and different reality TV shows, and I've actually had some songs placed like on Bad Girls Club.
Oh.
And I got a check. Again, I made it. You know, like I got a check from ASCAP. It wasn't no big check. I mean, I didn't retire.
But it's still like it's the level of you can say I made it.
Yep.
I mean, some people might see a big, huge check, you know, then yeah, this is I made it status. But the fact is, going back to what we said before, when you're here and you get here, that's that I made it status.
Yep.
You know, doesn't say that you can't move up and keep going higher, but at the end of the day, you made it. Everybody's made it is different.
Yep.
And Short Kut became more of that producer, more of the, one of my idols is Dr. Dre. I love his career. I love where his music and how he's evolved and where he's at, and let's just look up to him in his career, and I'm like, that's what I've started to become, was more behind the scenes, more producing, more submitting tracks for TV shows. And with Cutthroat Entertainment, it started to Slick and I were supposed to go down to Atlanta, which he's down there now and doing awesome with Sharp Team Entertainment. Like he's working with the Love and Hip Hop. He's like an executive producer doing video work, and he's got a setup down there that's just incredible. Like it's just like he's got a studio down there with CeeLo and all that. But not to go into his story, but at that point, I fell back from Cutthroat Entertainment. Was still making music, but didn't know what I was gonna do next.
So you decided to go to the behind the scenes. You stopped becoming an artist at that point. Never really gave it up, but you kind of just wanted to venture out and do something else different. So you now have your mark on doing the producing side of it. But you were also a talented graphic artist too, as well.
Yeah, and that was something that I fell into, because I've always wanted to marry the two together. And what motivated me to be a graphic artist was I wanted to design my own album covers, and I was like, if I do that, because I had to figure out what I was gonna do in life. Like music was my passion, but it wasn't paying the bills. So you gotta have a hustle. You gotta have a hustle and a way to fund your hobbies or your endeavors. Even if you're trying to start up something, you need startup cash. You need a way to fund your ideas, whether it's pursuing artistry, whatever. So I was always good at art. So went to school, learned graphic design, and I started balancing that with producing, and there was more money in producing music than being an artist. Like I could sell beats. I could sell a beat easier than I could sell you a Shorti Short Kut CD, and I can make more money selling the beat than a Shorti Short Kut CD. It takes a lot of CDs to equal X amount of dollars. So I got a chance to produce for a lot of artists that were where I was at when I had first started. Like first thing an artist needed was beats.
Mm-hmm. Of course, because that's what makes your song is just like a drummer. To me, that's what a drum in a band. I think a drummer is a beat.
Yeah.
It's a beat, and if you don't have a beat, then you just everything is just that's just me because I love beats. I'm a dancer, so therefore a beat to me thrives, and that's what's important to an overall song.
Yep.
Or a performance is the drummer to me.
And I started following that same success level in being a producer that I found in being an artist. Like I had produced a song I actually produced an EP for this cat named Nicky Mintz he lived in Atlanta, and I don't know how he stumbled upon finding me, but he flew me down to Atlanta, paid for me to stay in a hotel, and paid for my tracks. And I actually got a chance to bring Shannon in on one of the songs. She probably didn't remember that. But he was a white rapper, and he flew me down there. I'm like, damn, there it is again. Made it. That's when you feel like you're an artist. When you get those opportunities, and it's like, came back and I started producing for a lot of cats here. I lived on Cornelia, so I didn't care who came in now. I had so much fun producing until my crib got broken into and my equipment got stolen. Mm. And any producer that's gone through that, because DJ Quick said it in straight, born and raised in Compton. One day my equipment got stole. When that happens to a producer, it's like, okay, I got nothing.
It's your lifeline.
Yeah,
that's your lifeline.
What do I do now? I can't do nothing, and that's when I learned the importance of insurance too. I'm telling you, when I came home and my shit was gone, I was like, man, I'm done. Call the cops. What they gonna do? You know what I mean? Here's a report to give you an insurance claim, whatever. So that really set me back, and I think made me really leery of working with a lot of artists, because I may have been in the back working with the artists, and the artists had to bring their support crew or their strange crew with them. They walking through my house while I'm back here working. So, never knew who it was, but it made me shut down, and I really missed that part of it, because I always fed off of artist energy. I would sit there and make beats on the spot and just get into it, and it would just be like, when my equipment got stolen, I stopped really having people around like that.
Just like with a DJ, sometimes when you have a DJ on stage and they feeling their music, it's like they feeling their music while they spinning and everything like that. But then if your crowd ain't feeling it, it's like, okay, then what am I doing it for? Yep. So if you can't maintain that happiness level because of someone's craziness and want to hinder your career, want to hinder your life, it sucks the life out of you. And it makes you feel like you don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
But I thank God that you did do it, because you stuck with it. And when we come back from this last commercial break, we're going to talk to Shorty a little bit more about where he's at now, and what direction he wants to go into in the future. We'll be right back.